right, guys, welcome to episode 3 of Seats to Cleats. Coming off the SEC Championship weekend, had a great time in Atlanta with Mac Daddy. We got to go up and be a part of the SEC Fan Fair, which I highly recommend. If you got kids or anything like that, they were giving away all kind of free merchandise and everything, dude. And it's totally free. You just walk in, don't have to show a ticket or nothing. Walk the old metal detector. As long as you get past that, you can get in. And they had a lot of cool stuff. SEC Nation. They had College Game Day there. Just something really cool, and that we kind of plan on doing in the future as well. Going up there, the SEC Championship game didn't turn out the way that Mac Daddy or the other Bama fans didn't, want it to turn out. But looks like it doesn't matter because it's Sunday evening and the college football playoffs. Okay, the final 12 have been named, and Alabama's in there at number 9. So let's kind of jump into that, and then we'll come back and revisit some of this SEC fanfare and kind of what happened during the weekend. So looking at the bracket, Notre Dame was knocked out. Number 1 is Indiana. Number 2, Ohio State. Number 3, Georgia. 4, Texas Tech. 5, Oregon. 6, Ole Miss. 7, Texas A&M. 8, Oklahoma. 9, Alabama. 10, Miami. 11, Tulane. And number 12, James Madison. So the first round of the playoffs is going to kick off December 19th. That's on a Friday. And it'll be Alabama versus Oklahoma at 7 o'clock that night. And then the next day, Saturday, will be filled with 3 games. Starting off the day with, Miami versus Texas A&M. And then the next game is going to be Tulane versus Ole Miss. And then the night game that night will be James Madison versus Oregon. All right, so that gives you like a pretty good look of what college football playoffs looks like coming up the next couple of weeks. To go back to the SEC Championship game, loved our seats. Man, we were rear view. We were up some, but, dude, it was perfect. As a coach, whenever you can watch that rear shot, you always want to watch that rear shot. And we got to watch the whole game like that. I have not been in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium as a fan ever. I was able to coach in it as a analyst in 2017 when we beat Alabama and Georgia in the same year when they were number 1. And then we ended up playing Georgia again in the SEC Championship, and then they beat the crap out of us. This is when I was at Auburn coaching. And actually, for coaches out there, how they killed us was we were running a 5-man pressure with a 3-down D-line. Everybody kind of runs it. It's just a double-edge pressure. And we have peel built in to all of our 5-down stuff, like bear and under. When I say peel, for anybody out there that's a football fan, but you may not understand, when you send 5 guys or you send 6 guys, you always gotta have somebody on the running back because he can get out. So if you peel, you put your outside guys on that back, and if he peels outside, they'll run with him, and then the other backer will add on. Well, we had this 5-man pressure, and we did not have a peel built into it. So the back was, Swift, I believe. Yeah, Swift was doing his flare out, and then we are having a middle linebacker having to go run and try to tackle him in open space. So you already know how that's going to end up. And then the second time was in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Was the same year. We played UCF, and they beat the crap out of us. Yeah, and then claimed national championship over us. So yeah, so not too many good times in the new stadium. The old one, a lot of good times in the old one. Played South Carolina as a freshman. Got my first sack there. So yeah, there's some good times. But the new one, not too good of stuff. Really like when you walk in there. If you saw in the highlight video before we kicked off the show, they have the Georgia high school state champions and like all the helmets and stuff like that. Really sweet. Kind of cool they did that. I wish we had some kind of NFL stadium, a big venue like that in Alabama where we could put something like that up. Speaking of high school state championships, let's jump into Alabama and see how this past week finished up. Your state champions in the state of Alabama: 1A, Maplesville; 2A, Coosa Christian; 3A, Mars Hill; 4A, Jackson; 5A, Moody; 6A, Clay-Chalkville; and 7A, Thompson. Congrats to all the teams out there that made it to the state championship. Whether you won it or you're a runner-up, it's big time for you to make it there and big time for your program. The state championship is actually going to take us to the spotlight of the week where we highlight our high school coach. So let's go to the press box. We're going up to the press box this week with Coach Burdette from Clay-Chalkville out of Pinson, Alabama, part of the Jefferson County school system. He is still riding on a high because they are bringing in their third state championship in the past 5 years for the Clay-Chalkville Cougars. Coach Burdette, how are you doing, man?
Thankful to be on here with you, man. Doing great. Like you said, coming off a high. We're still excited. It's been a couple of days now, so we're finally just starting to sleep after celebrating and having some good fun over the past couple of days.
Man, that's awesome. A lot of people know about Clay-Chalkville and the things that y'all been doing up there, but this is one where I want to spotlight you, man. Tell everybody who Coach Burdette is and just give us a little background on you.
All right. Well, went to Clay-Chalkville High School. I graduated from Clay in 2012. I played football there, obviously, and ended up going off into college. Went off to Southern Miss and started my freshman year there, and ended up transferring, going to University of Central Arkansas. So finished up there, got married very young at the age of 20. Me and my wife had our first child when we were 23, and moved down to Texas. Worked coaching football and baseball down at Texas, and then ended up coming back to Clay-Chalkville to coach. And it's kind of been history since then. Was there at Clay for a couple years, decided that I was going to try to spread my wings and do my own thing, kind of get away from home, and absolutely hated it and came on right back. So been at Clay-Chalkville ever since, coaching receivers over there and just trying to make a difference for those kids.
Man, that's awesome. So at Clay-Chalkville, are you coaching anything else, or what are you doing outside of football?
So I have coached baseball before, but not anymore. So I have some other ventures outside of work that I do. So I'm thankful that the principal and the head football coach allow me to, once football is over, kind of do my own thing that's after school hours. And so just football, but at Clay-Chalkville, football is a full-time job, and that's what we do. We do it all the time, all day, every day.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. So high school coaching or just coaching in general, do you have a one person or a moment or anything that kind of got you into coaching? Who brought you into coaching?
Well, when I was playing high school football, obviously the relationships you build playing for certain people, they put the drive in you. You kind of see what they do. It's funny because the guy I work for right now was actually my coach, Coach Stuart Floyd. He was my middle school coach. He was my high school coach. And he always said, man, I'm not working. I remember we would be going to practice, and I asked him about his job, and he said, I don't work. I coach football. He talked about just, we could be digging ditches, but we're not. We're coaching football. And, going into playing college football, I knew I wanted to get into some type of coaching. I thought it was going to be college coaching, and then I realized kind of what you have to do to become a college coach, and I didn't want to start off so low on the totem pole, so decided that I was just going to go be a high school coach and at least bring a paycheck home to my family, because obviously, being a GA, starting off in college, it's not the funnest, position. You got to work your way up, but obviously having those guys that taught me kind of, the aspects of life, being Coach Floyd, Coach Jerry Hood, who's now at Leeds. Those are the guys that kind of, made me want to get into coaching. And then once I got into coaching, I was fortunate enough to work for Coach Gilmer, who was also my coach. I was able to work for Coach Floyd, who was also my high school coach, and then Coach Sean Sutton was also a high school coach of mine, and he's now at Thompson. So, able to play for those guys and then being able to work for them later on. So those guys were always those, the kind of inspiration that, hey, I want to do what they do one day.
Man, that's awesome. It sounds like it worked out for you really well. So hey, let's do this. Let's take everybody, all the coaches and everybody listening, and let's be Coach Burdette for a day. Tell us what it's like at your school, your start time, what you're teaching, the football period, and about what time you're getting to go home on a normal day.
Well, at Clay-Chalkville, we're blessed because we have great administrators that give football coaches a great schedule. They know that we're going to practice early in the morning. So a day in Coach, a lot of people call me Coach B, but Coach Burdette's life is I wake up. It's going to be about 4:45, 5 o'clock in the morning. We're going to try to get to the school by 6 a.m. because during football season, roll call for our athletes is 6:30. Everybody shows up at 6:30 in the morning. And then roll call's over with. We're going to go watch some film, and we're going to be on the practice field by 7:15 in the morning. So then from 7:15 to 9 o'clock, we're practicing football. So we get our periods out of the way, football early in the morning, and then we're going to that's first block is football. So once 9:20 hits, we got to go second block, and that's when we're going to the classroom. I teach an online psychology class. So my job is to make sure that students are progressing in their online class and transferring their grades over from their work. Did you lose me?
No, I got you.
Okay,
Keep
good.
going.
Sorry. Putting their
No, you're
work
good.
and Edmonton, and then just kind of transferring the students' grades over. So my day is teaching in the classroom, second, third, and fourth block, and then we're going back to fifth block at 1:30, and we're doing more football. Football from 1:30 to 3 o'clock, and then at 3 o'clock, the buses are leaving, and the coaches aren't too far from behind after them. So we're blessed that we get to finish up our day as football coaches no later usually than 4:30 at the longest day, which means we get to go and spend time with our kids, and then we're going to their practices. We're going to enjoy life with our families, and it's not like that everywhere. A lot of places you don't start in practice until 3:30, and then practice isn't over till 5:15, 5:30, and then you're watching film with your kids. So we're very fortunate, very blessed to have our schedule that we got here at Clay.
Man, that's pretty sweet. I'm jealous on that one now. That's pretty cool. Out at 4:30. If I'm a fan and I'm driving up from Mobile to come watch you guys play, where am I stopping at to eat? Where's your favorite spot at to eat?
Coming from Mobile, I mean, obviously Birmingham's, got plenty of spots. Now I live pretty close to Buc-ee's out in Leeds, so I'm going to Buc-ee's all the time. Now that's 20 minutes from Clay, but you're coming from Mobile. Obviously, Buc-ee's is starting to grow pretty big everywhere. But you definitely got to stop by Buc-ee's and get your beaver nuts.
You got to. Me and my father-in-law were coming home from the SEC championship last night, and that's where we stopped at in Auburn. Man, that Texas burrito hit just right.
You got to. Oh, for sure. The brisket as well. So that's obviously something for me. But you got to hit 7 Brew. Obviously, that's growing everywhere now. You got to get your coffees. So no, definitely.
Well, good stuff. All right, cool. Hey, all right, let's transition to tempo, man. Tempo is I'm going to ask you questions. They're kind of one hitters, and we'll roll through this, and we'll get a good glimpse of who Coach Burdette is truly on the inside. Okay. All right. Coin toss. You're walking out for the coin toss. Heads or tails?
Tails never fails.
There you go. Kick or receive?
No, we're definitely going to get the ball and see what happens.
All right. Favorite pregame stretch?
Ooh, pregame stretch as an athlete or coach? Because I think we can do both.
You're a coach out there calling it.
As a coach, pregame stretch. I'm a jumper, so I got to get these knees, oiled up. I'm getting kind of older in age now, so I wake up on Saturdays sometimes feeling like I got hit by a truck. So I definitely got to get some high knees in and make sure these legs are getting loose.
I feel that. All right, Friday night, Coach B, you got a hat, visor, or no hat?
No, we're definitely wearing a hat. The hat, and then when it gets cold, we're wearing a beanie.
There we go. Pre-game hype song.
Ooh, well, nowadays I feel like all we're listening to is a guy named Young Boy in the locker room. So I feel like that's it's just something. It's whatever the kids want. They're the ones that play. I don't. So whatever they need to listen to.
True that. All right, you're at practice. Socks, are they long or short?
I don't wear long socks. I keep the socks short, which kids always say I gotta change that up. But no, short socks for me.
Hey man, you be you. All right, here we go. Whistle brand of choice.
You got to do the Fox 40, especially as a basketball official myself. As a basketball official myself, you got to use a Fox 40, and it's not going to be a Sonic. Nobody really knows what we're talking about right now, but the Sonic blast too much. You got to stick with the original.
Yeah, this is so funny. My wife was watching the show the other day, and she goes, I didn't know there was whistle brands. You know,
Yeah,
everybody says the Fox 40 though. Yeah,
what's
we
funny
know.
though is we got a coach that still likes to do the old metal ball and the whistle. We're trying to look. We're gonna throw it away. We got to rip it off her neck, man. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. That might have to go. All right, here we go. Ready? Your most overused coaching phrase.
You're built for this.
Ooh, you're built for this, Coach
Yes.
B. Favorite Gatorade flavor on the sideline.
Blue, all blue, Clay, everything.
All blue, baby. All right, let's go. Favorite down.
Ooh, second short because I'm in the headset. Throw the ball, second short. Take a shot.
Take a shot. All right, wide receivers coach. Inside run or 7-on-7?
7-on-7 can be definitely overrated, but the more reps, the better. So as a receivers coach, I'm definitely going to say 7-on-7, but it can definitely be overrated because we need to be able to, even as receivers, block on runs. So
true that. All right, Clay-Chalkville's warming up. Pads or no pads?
Warming up pregame, practice,
Pregame.
Pregame. We're about in. We're gonna go just pants during routes on air warming up, but when the big boys come out and it's actually time to get warm up, like pregame warm up, oh, definitely having pads. If you're not popping, you're not playing.
Oh, I totally agree. 3rd and 5, run or pass?
Is it 2-down territory? If it's 2-down territory, run the ball. Give me a 4th and short.
There we go. Turf or grass?
Turf. Nobody likes painting no more.
Hey, no. God, no. Pregame meal, silent or talking?
I've been a part of both. I've been with the old school where they're screaming, "You better shut up, don't talk." Kids are kids. They change every single day. So whatever they got to do to be loose, I'm gonna go more with I'm more of a a player coach. I'm gonna do whatever they need. And right now, I feel like they need to talk a little bit. Stay loose.
I feel that. All right, slant or fade?
I'm not going to give you the depends on the coverage, but give me a 50-50 chance. Throw it up.
There you go. All right, last one. Best part about Friday nights?
Waking up Friday morning looking for a win, going to sleep knowing you got one.
That's it, baby.
Yeah.
Winning cures all.
Absolutely.
Hey, Coach B, I appreciate you coming on, man. The press box is great to learn about you and hear from you. I wish you nothing but success. Look forward to seeing what you do in the future. All I see is bright. So I appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate you. Thanks for having me on.
Big thank you to Coach Burdette for coming on Cleats Seats. Looking forward to our next guest that we're going to have at the midweek show. So let's go ahead and transition to some college football and move away from high school. And I even forgot to mention, guys, my favorite thing that I got at this fanfare was the dang Bush's Beans hat. Me and Mac, can you read that? The official beans of the SEC, man. Me and Mac Daddy stood in line for like 25 minutes for this hat. It was worth it. And they even had the Bush's Beans dog there. Now, I don't think it was the real one because I didn't see him talking to nobody. But they still had a dog there that looked really, really similar to that other dog on those commercials. But we didn't get a picture of him. But we did get our Bush's Beans hat. Let's go ahead and let's put the beans to the side and let's transition to Behind the Plains with Brody Brown. All right, guys, checking in with Brody Brown, Behind the Plains. Can you update us on our Auburn Tigers? What did it look like on National Signing Day? And then jump into the transfer portal as well.
Yeah. So early signing day.
Not you personally, because I need you on the show. You don't jump into the transfer
No,
portal.
I'm loyal.
Just tell me about the transfer portal.
I don't go anywhere. So early signing day was this week from Wednesday to Friday. We ended up, I think last time we spoke, we were 62 nationally in dead last SEC. Ended up finishing 44th nationally and 14th in the SEC. So moved up a little bit. We missed on. We kind of had an idea of what we were signing when we talked Tuesday on Wednesday. Golish brought some of his USF guys commits over, not all of them, but 3 or 4. Reese Brush, he did end up signing. Deshaun Spencer, local kid, he ended up signing. We managed to flip Corey Wells and his brother, and who else did we flip? We flipped Tavion Branch, who was another Mississippi guy. So both those Wells brothers and Branch
Is he
were
from
Mississippi
Olive
guys.
Branch?
No, I don't think he's Olive Branch. I can't remember. But
Did
did
it, did
flip.
it, did anybody flip from us? Did we lose any?
Oh yeah. We talked about.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah. Oh yeah. Of
bunch of us.
course.
All right, well,
No, we only had two.
okay, all right.
Womack stayed. Mississippi State. You thought maybe he could get flipped back over once that announcement of Durkin staying, but he stayed with Starkville. And then, oh gosh, his name's gonna the Leaksville kid. Um,
Yep, him. I got you.
him, the receiver. What's his name?
Mhm.
Wow, my mind just went blank. Anyways, people will know who we're talking about. He flipped to Ole Miss. A little tea on that. Rumor is his cousin got hired as the receivers coach, and there's a possibility that Derek Nix is going to end back over at Ole Miss, and I think that's was the guy that was recruiting him
And you
here at
heard it
Auburn.
here first on Cleats to Seats from Brody Brown.
That's right.
The
Um,
rumor mill. All
yeah.
right. What
Transfer
about,
portal
yeah,
wise,
let's go transfer portal. And don't break my heart. I've already kind of seen a list of guys that may be transferring out. And
yeah,
a couple of them I'm like, huh. But then one or two I'm like,
yeah.
so fill us in.
Most of them are expected. Austin, he was going to go in the portal earlier in the season. Jackson Arnold, that's expected. He don't probably have a place here. And then the one that was somewhat expected, but it's going to hurt, I think, is Perry Thompson, a local guy here.
Oh, yeah, I know. I don't
Um,
want to lose him.
I hate to use the word close, but I think he was close to like
Huh. Have you
getting
heard that? Have you heard
to
that a
that
lot
next
lately?
level. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that's been spoken a lot in our circle.
Yeah.
But I was hoping he would make it looked like he was making a jump, progressing this season, and you would hope he would do that in the off season to his junior year. But um, best of luck to him. Hope he goes and finds somewhere good and is great.
Yeah. Wish nothing but the best for Perry. So
Yep.
Friday started that, correct, where they could actually transfer out because that was the 5-day window, I believe. That was
Yeah.
5 days from the hire.
Yeah. So a
So I
lot
think
of
we have 12 days. Is it 12 days that that from Friday that ends up being the portal window?
Yeah, something like that. Most of all these guys were announced Friday and yesterday,
Gotcha.
so that timeline is right. USF, now that they hired Hartline from Ohio State, um, I don't know if that's official yet, but that window for South Florida guys will open, and maybe we can see a few South Florida guys transfer over to Auburn.
Might not be too bad. All right.
Yep.
Hey, Brody Brown, thank you for the update on recruiting and the transfer portal and letting us go behind the planes.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap up the show. Later in the week, our midweek show, we're going to go back to the press box and we'll highlight another high school coach. We're going to bring on Craig Stevenson to keep us up to date with Tide Talk, and we'll talk some Alabama football and what it looks like for them going into the playoffs. And yeah, hey, I appreciate you following along. I appreciate you supporting. Thank you for being on this ride with me. And if you love the game, you're in the right seat.